NASCAR's long-standing dominance over the structure of its racing series is facing an unprecedented challenge. A pivotal court ruling on December 18th handed a major victory to 2311 Racing and Front Row Motorsports, effectively granting them charter status for the 2025 NASCAR Cup Series season. This decision has left NASCAR scrambling to mitigate the fallout, exposing vulnerabilities in its governance, and raising questions about its handling of team agreements. The legal dispute, initially tilted in NASCAR's favor, took a dramatic turn with a change in judges and the surfacing of critical evidence. Judge Kenneth D. Bell issued a preliminary injunction citing irreparable harm to the teams if they were forced to race as open teams. Key to this ruling were two elements. Drivers could terminate their contracts if the teams failed to secure charter status, threatening the viability of 2311 and FRM. The charter agreement's prohibition against filing lawsuits in exchange for membership was deemed a violation of federal antitrust laws. These findings provided the basis for granting charter status, ensuring the teams could compete as full members in the 2025 season. NASCAR's response to the lawsuit now appears short-sighted. Preparing for a season without 2311, Racing and FRM, the sanctioning body excluded their names from entry lists and reallocated prize money to other teams. This premature strategy not only underestimated the legal strength of the opposing teams, but also revealed internal disorganization. Now NASCAR must navigate the financial and reputational consequences of its miscalculation. The ruling disrupts NASCAR's planned 2025 structure, forcing it to pay 2311 and FRM millions in pool money, funds previously earmarked for other teams and promotional initiatives. NASCAR's demand for a Rule 65 bond, aimed at covering potential damages from the injunction, was met with strong rebuttal from the teams. Michael Jordan's camp argued that the payments are not a windfall, but compensation for their obligations under the charter system. These include participating in all races, granting NASCAR rights to their intellectual property, and adhering to restrictive covenants. The teams proposed a nominal bond of $500, emphasizing that NASCAR suffers no harm from honoring its own charter agreement. This legal clash highlights the growing rift between NASCAR and its teams, especially as new entrants like 2311 Racing demand a greater voice in the sport. NASCAR's claims that 2311 and FRM do not share its interest in growing the Cup Series ring hollow when juxtaposed with its antitrust violations and monopolistic practices. The case also casts doubt on NASCAR's ability to manage conflicts in an evolving landscape. By alienating high-profile owners like Michael Jordan and failing to anticipate the broader implications of the lawsuit, NASCAR risks long-term damage to its credibility and operational stability. The December 18th court ruling in favor of 2311 Racing and Front Row Motorsports has left NASCAR in a challenging position, but there are several strategic actions it can take to mitigate the impact. First, NASCAR should prioritize open negotiations with 2311 Racing, FRM, and other stakeholders. By working toward a settlement, NASCAR can regain some control over the situation. This might involve compromises on revenue sharing to align all parties' incentives, revising the charter agreement to address antitrust concerns, and offering incentives for collaboration, such as shared promotional opportunities or enhanced marketing rights. Engaging in direct dialogue could de-escalate tensions and prevent further legal complications. The lawsuit has highlighted flaws in NASCAR's charter system. A transparent review of this structure would help rebuild trust and ensure long-term stability. Modernizing agreements to better balance team autonomy with NASCAR's needs, increasing flexibility for open teams to transition to chartered status, and introducing safeguards to protect against future antitrust issues would demonstrate NASCAR's commitment to progress and fairness. While the legal battle has brought challenges, it also presents an opportunity for NASCAR to leverage the increased attention brought by high-profile figures like Michael Jordan. NASCAR can frame the ruling as part of a broader effort to modernize the sport, making it more accessible to new teams and owners. Additionally, the organization could highlight its commitment to diversity and inclusivity, aligning with the positive impact of 2311 Racing. Strategic marketing campaigns emphasizing competitive racing and new narratives could help pivot the focus away from the lawsuit and onto the sport's growth. Financially, NASCAR needs to reassess its priorities to absorb the impact of the ruling. By delaying or scaling back non-essential growth initiatives, focusing on high-impact investments like fan engagement and seeking new sponsorship opportunities, NASCAR can manage its financial obligations without derailing broader objectives. A careful evaluation of its spending will ensure sustainability during this turbulent period. Rebuilding unity among teams is another critical step. The divide between the 13 teams that signed the charter agreement and those that did not needs to be addressed. NASCAR can foster collaboration by hosting regular forums where teams can voice their concerns, introducing joint initiatives that benefit all parties, and demonstrating a willingness to adapt policies in response to team feedback. A unified paddock will strengthen NASCAR's position in future disputes and improve its overall stability. Finally, NASCAR must prepare for a long-term legal strategy. The ruling may be a setback, but the legal battle is ongoing. NASCAR should focus on ensuring compliance with antitrust laws, challenging specific aspects of the ruling without drawing negative publicity, and engaging expert legal counsel to solidify its governance structures. By taking a calculated and forward-looking approach, NASCAR can regain the upper hand without alienating teams or fans. Though the ruling presents immediate challenges, it also offers NASCAR an opportunity to evolve and grow. By focusing on negotiation, systemic improvement, strategic messaging, and careful planning, NASCAR can minimize the damage and emerge stronger from this legal battle. The December 18th court ruling marks a watershed moment for NASCAR, challenging its long-standing dominance over the structure of its premier series. The legal battle with 2311 Racing and Front Row Motorsports not only exposes vulnerabilities in the sanctioning body's governance, but also highlights the shifting dynamics within the sport. As new influential entrants like Michael Jordan demand accountability and fairness, NASCAR faces a pivotal choice: resist change or embrace it to ensure the sport's future prosperity. The ruling's implications are profound. It underscores the need for NASCAR to address systemic flaws in its charter system and foster a more inclusive environment for teams. By sidelining 2311 and FRM in its initial plans for 2025, NASCAR demonstrated a reluctance to adapt. This miscalculation, coupled with the court's findings of antitrust violations, has tarnished its reputation and strained relationships with key stakeholders. However, the challenges ahead also present opportunities. NASCAR now has the chance to modernize its governance, making the sport more appealing to teams, sponsors, and fans alike. This can be achieved through open negotiations, structural reforms, and strategic messaging that positions the organization as forward-thinking and inclusive. By leveraging the heightened attention brought by the lawsuit in figures like Michael Jordan, NASCAR can reframe the narrative, focusing on innovation and growth rather than conflict and controversy. Financial prudence will also play a critical role in weathering this storm. NASCAR must carefully balance its obligations under the court's ruling with its broader objectives, ensuring that the sport remains financially viable. Reassessing priorities, seeking new revenue streams, and fostering collaboration among teams will be essential to maintaining stability. Most importantly, NASCAR must recognize that unity among its teams is vital for the sport's long-term success. The rift between chartered and open teams reflects deeper issues that require immediate attention. A more transparent and collaborative approach to decision-making can help bridge this divide, creating a stronger, more cohesive racing community. The road ahead will be difficult, but it is not insurmountable. NASCAR has weathered challenges before, and with the right strategies, it can emerge stronger from this crisis. By learning from its mistakes and embracing change, NASCAR can ensure that its future is as storied and dynamic as its past. In doing so, it can reaffirm its position as a leader in motorsports while setting the stage for a new era of competition and growth.